Hi everyone and welcome to Studio de Sol. My name is Lina and in today's video I want to show you how I made the custom cake topper using polymer clay. So let's get started. If you want to support me and my channel, don't forget to hit the red button, like this video, leave a comment down below, and let's keep going. And here's what I'm going to be using to create the cake topper. In the beginning, I just need the aluminum foil and some of the polymer clay. I also like to use some of the polymer clay scraps. I just mix them and make them of one color. And what I'm doing first, I'm creating the base out of the aluminum foil. It's gonna be two figures of groom and the bride. For the groom, I'm making two separate parts. It's gonna be the legs and the body, and for the bride it's gonna be just one whole piece. Also, I'm trying to push and form the aluminum foil so it doesn't have much of the air in between the layers. And when I'm done with the bases, I start covering them with the polymer clay. Usually attach is pretty easy to aluminum foil, but if you feel like it doesn't have a grip, you always can add a little bit of the liquid polymer clay. And after I apply the clay on top of the aluminum foil using the silicone spatula, I'm just spreading this evenly. And after that, I start mixing the skin color. For that, I'm mixing white, yellow, blue, and red. After that, I'm creating the head in the same way as the bodies. I'm making a little sphere shape out of the aluminum foil, covering this with the first layer of the polymer clay, And after that, using the skin color, I'm applying on top and making sure that I don't have any stems. I'm doing the same procedure with the arms for the bride, and for the groom I'm not going to be covering them all the way just because he's going to have the suit. And after that, I start adding the clothing. For the groom, I'm adding the suit. It's gonna be the pants. After that, I'm adding on the shirt, the tie, and on top of that, I'm adding the jacket. Then I start covering the bride and make it the dress. First I'm applying the top corset part and then the skirt. Also, to create the texture for the dress, I'm adding a little bit of the fabric on top of the clay before applying it to the base. After that, I start working on the hair. For that, I mix the brown and the black color, upload this into the extruder, and I'm using the smallest nozzle I have. After that, to create the base for the hair, I'm applying the brown color mostly on the back side of the head, and on top of that I start adding on the strings of hair and curling them using the handle of the brush. In the same way, I adding on the hair for the groom. And after that, it's just little details like a bouquet. I made a little flowers out of the pink and white clay. Also a little bit of the green leaves. Attaching all of them together, then adding on a little bit of the liquid polymer clay and attaching it to the body. After that, I created the base for our two figures. I also used the aluminum foil for the inside part. Then I covered that with the first layer of the polymer clay, and on top of that I added the white clay. And just making sure that they all stable. After that, I'm going around with a little bit of the acetone on my napkin, making sure that I don't have any excess of like dust or some color pieces on top. And since the layer for this figure is pretty thick, I'm gonna be baking them for an hour. Here how they look after the baking. As you can see, everything's fine. And after that, I'm adding just a little bit extra details like the veil and tiara. And also using the acrylic paint, I'm adding on a little bit of the facial hair for the groom. And here's how the cake topper is looking like. And this is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Share with me in the comments below if you like this tutorial, and we see each other in the next video.